All right, this video is about changing out the Honda Odyssey belt moldings. I know that there has been a lot of people who need to replace these and not a lot of people talking about how to replace them exactly. At least I could not find any video on how to replace this belt molding here. I've already done the one on the side door here, so I'm going to show you how to do it on the other side door. And then we're going to talk about how to do it on the front because we have to remove these mirrors to do it. The belt moldings themselves come shipped in these little packs. I ordered these from one of the online Honda parts dealers, and they are just simply taped down. I'm take a little razor, cut these out without cutting the molding, of course. Get that tape out of the way, and I'll show you what this looks like when it comes out, because once you see the clips, it makes a lot of sense. All right, so here is the actual belt molding itself. This is for the right sliding door. And what I noticed is that at each end there is a metal clip. This lines up with a single slot on the door frame itself. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then there's several of these little plastic clips here that kind of just can pop in wherever they feel like popping in. And then there's another alignment clip over on this end. It's pretty straightforward. When I removed the other side, I had one of these get stuck, and there's a special way to reach down in there with a pry tool and get that to release that clip right there. The other one's broke, which is no problem. A little clean, a press, and this came right on. All right, now I'm over on the other side. I have placed a little bit of green painter's tape here, blue painter's tape. It doesn't matter what the tape is. I just wanted to kind of protect the paint a little bit. Not that it's truly necessary, but you never know. I worked hard to restore this paint. This is a 2015 van, and I've spent a lot of time in the paint to try to clean it up. Anyhow, I'm gonna start down here at this end. I found it was the easiest to, I guess it doesn't matter which end. Once you get an end up, it peels up pretty easy. I'm using this little bitty pry bar here, this little Dorman pry tool that I bought at AutoZone. I think it came in a little kit full of these for like door panels and things like that. I'm going to use this end to mainly get it up, and then sometimes I'll need to use this end here to, and then we're going to look inside. We'll do some cleaning, and this tool will be handy to do that cleaning too. So let's remove this. Let's see if it does as easy as the other side. You got to pull. What I learned from the other side is that you must pull straight up. You can't do an out thing, and it must go up. Okay. There we go. There. Nice. All right. And we'll just come on down. Try to get this side to release. And from here, you can kind of bend these and take a little look. Like I noticed that last time this clip, one of these two clips will get stuck in this little retaining hole. And at this point, I don't really care about this molding. I just want to see what's going on in there. See what I can do about getting this clip to come out of there like that. And you'll notice this clip here is stuck. I'm going to show you what I did about that. This one here. And you can kind of get under it, but really, let me show you. If we take a look at the way the old clip worked, we can see that there is a little tab there, right? That tab is going to be just right behind. Set this down. That tab is going to be right back behind here. So the trick is to get this tool back behind here, from behind, if I can get that there, and it'll pop that clip right out. Now, before I put that new molding on, I'm going to clean all of this gunk that's here, and definitely all this gunk that's down inside this is all down in the window. So I'm going to set the camera back up, and I'll get a little gunk cutter down there because it goes down pretty gross. There's a lot of built up dirt and junk down inside there. So I want to get all of that cleaned up before I put the new molding on, of course. And I'll show you that here in just a second. I would think that any general purpose cleaner would do here. I just happen to have this crud cutter. I have some simple green over there. I feel like that would probably work really well too, but I don't think it really matters as long as it's some sort of dirt removing. I'm just going to spray that all along here. And then using my same pry tool, what I like about this little slim pry tool, so I can just fold this paper towel over and dunk it right down in there. That seemed to work really well on the other side. That's what was down in there. It's pretty gross. It took several passes, several clean towels on the other side to get it done. But I'm not going for total perfection here, I guess. Just as much of that gunk out of there as I can. I definitely would like to clean it right along here. I noticed I got a little paint chip there too. Now, here's something that I do want to show you. I'm in really tight quarters here because of these bikes behind me, but there is an alignment pin at each, not an alignment pin, an alignment slot, I guess, at each end. There's one here at the back of the door, and then all of this is just open, 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 and then there's another alignment slot right here at the front of the door. Now, when we look at the molding itself, if we remember, there's an alignment clip that is special and different, and that alignment clip will most definitely line up right here with this one, and the front one at the same at the other end. And you just basically set this on here. What I have done is I worked on getting the alignment, because once you set it, it's hard to move back and forth. What I wanted to do was get this set right about here. You're gonna have to work just to get all of your clips. See up here at the front, you may have to get under here and kind of rotate this around to get it in there and get all these clips inside the door, none of them out. Then what I've done is I worked on just getting this little piece here lined up and this little piece right here lined up. And from there, it's just a matter of pushing it down. That's it. Done. Look at there. Oh, look, it's all nice and brand new. Isn't that pretty? All right, so I'm gonna start moving on to the front, so I have to remove at least the inside cover here. There's a couple of bolts that take this mirror off, and I'm hoping I don't have to remove the door panel. We'll see. But in order for this piece to come up, you know, the mirror must come off because it's trapped up underneath there. There's no way to get it up without that mirror coming. And I'm gonna show you what's underneath this panel. So this is the little panel, okay? It's held on by 2 green clips, and it literally just pops right off. Boop, that pops off. Then underneath here, what holds the mirror on is a series of bolts. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I imagine this clip, this right here comes through too. The difficult one is this one here. You can see how little, I don't know how to just show you exactly how little space there is right there, but my goodness, there's almost no space. And if that nut gets dropped, it goes straight down into the door panel, the whole door panel comes off. And I'm considering just going ahead and removing the whole door panel anyway. I'm confident I can get this one. I know I can get this one. I know I can get this one. But can I get that one off with a wrench without dropping it? We'll see. I decided to go ahead and remove the door panel, and I'll have some information about how to do that. This is all that. I should really resound deaden this, but anyhow, I just let it hang here. I'm going to take these bolts off. That'll remove the mirror, and then I can get this belt molding, and I'll show you that on the outside here. We can see down in there. Doesn't matter. Okay, I've got the mirror removed, and it's just kind of hanging here from its wire. I'm okay with this. I believe that'll give me enough room, maybe. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull the wire probably. It may give me enough room to get in there and get that out. I'll let you know how it turns out. Put the mirror back on, put the door, and then I'll show you some details on the other door panel when I get there. All right, lucky for me, that worked. I was able to successfully lift this up and just slide this out enough. I have one more clip here that did get stuck like the last time. I'll just get in there and get that out. I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna do that same cleaning. I'm gonna clean all along that line, then put the molding back in. Okay, I just wanna quickly review the new molding. This is the way it'll go on. So it has another alignment pin in the back here, another alignment clip, regular clip, regular clip. These two are black, I don't know the difference there. Then this one, and then in here it's a little different. There's a little slot here, and that slot mates up to this front portion. I'll show you right over here real quick. That slot lines up right over this edge right here on the front. So I believe it's gonna go over, and it has a little clip that's gonna pop in right here. And then the rest of it's gonna settle down just like the other one did. So I'm going to now try to mangle this in and then clean up my, I used simple green on this side. It left a little smudgy mark on the side there. I'll get that later. All right, let's see how this goes. So we'll lift the mirror, slide this under. Okay, I'm gonna get this alignment pin back here pinned up. That looks good. This looks good. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a satisfying sound. Yes, okay, great. That's it. That's it. Now it's just a matter of putting the mirror back on, putting the door panel back on. This side's done. I'll show you the door panel on the other side. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I removed this door panel. I used a little jeweler screwdriver to get the little panel off right behind the door there. There's 2 screws back there. There is this piece right here, the window piece needs to come up, and there is a screw behind it, and then there's a screw underneath right here, and then we'll get right by that light and pop out, and the whole door panel pops off. Okay, so right up inside this panel is a little tiny spot. When you look in here, you'll see it. There's a little spot to put a screwdriver in. You just put in there and pull forward. Like that. And when I show this to you, it'll make a lot of sense. So it's just got this little push down, push and pull, push and pull. And then inside here, you can see there's 2, inside there, you can see there's 2 screws. So we'll get those 2 screws out. Now, I use the same screwdriver gently. There's a little notch right up close to the armrest here. There's a little tiny notch. All I did was just kind of push in there a little bit and just lift just a little. See how it's kind of coming up? I guess I technically could use a pry tool. Once I had that opened up a little bit, I don't want to torque the outside of my plastic for sure. But once it starts, it comes pretty easy. From there, it's a lift. It takes a little more pressure than you think it should. You're afraid you're going to break it, and it pops right out. Boop, that's it. Inside, there are a couple of plugs that need to be taken out. There's a little tab inside there that has to come to get it out, to get it to lift. So you lift that tab inside, and then it pushes the whole plug out. On the driver's side, there's 2 plugs because you have the mirrors. You have the mirrors too. So we'll set that off to the side, and then I'm going to remove these 2 screws. There's a screw right here, right inside here, and then there's another one right underneath, and then I'll show you how the door panel comes off. That's that. Now, I have a bigger pry tool. This is my bigger pry tool here. Same Dorman set. Came in the same kit as the others. I got these at AutoZone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go right down by the light. You see there's a light there. I'm going to put this in right behind the light. There's a slot there for it, actually. And I'm going to grab the door handle, and I'm going to pop and pull at the same time. The whole, it sounds sounds terrible, but the whole thing just kind of pops off all together at once, and I'm just going to pick it up and let it hang. All right, here we go. There's my slot. Grab, pull. There. Then the whole door panel lifts up. There's probably one more tab right here. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now, there's of course your cables for your lock and all that back here. I'm just going to let this hang. I think that'll be fine. Okay, word of warning on the passenger side mirror. There is this bolt in the middle here that screws both into through the panel and into the housing here itself. I had to get the very tip of this with a strong pair of pliers and use an adjustable wrench to get the nut off the other side, and I'll show you that when I put this back together. Let's get this molding off first. These moldings take a lot more force than you think they do, and it feels like it's totally going to break, which of course it is, but just keep pulling and it will come. There, like that. Those clips break, I guess they go down in the door, and that's the end of it. There. This glass, by the way, this stuff is the best glass cleaner I've ever used. It was kind of expensive, and I didn't have high hopes for it, but I'm telling you, I'm a believer now. All right, this looks same as the other. There is a slot here for the front, and then your typical clips along the way, and then another little homing pin here on the back. So we will slide this under here first. It's a little trickier because I don't have as much room, it seems like. Aha, turn the mirror sideways a little. Okay, we're gonna twist here to get our little homing pin in back here, right? And then just look to make sure the alignment's good. Yeah, looks good. All right. This nut here is the one that also screws from the inside. So when I tried to unscrew this one, it was screwing out the entire bolt, which I guess would have eventually worked. But what I ended up doing was just getting a pair of, getting a pair of vice grips. You know what? Maybe it was this one down here. I ended up getting a pair. No, it was definitely this one. I ended up just getting it right in front of the threads and using an adjustable wrench to break it loose. And once it was broke loose, I had no problems. So we'll finish buttoning this back up here. Now, make sure everything in here looks good. It does. There's a lip here that has to go over and in. That's kind of the hardest part of putting this back on, is getting it up high enough and getting it in there. There. All right, that's good. We'll push you back in. We'll give the door a pop all the way around. Excellent. There's 2 long ones, 2 short ones. The 2 long ones go in these 2, the 2 shorts are up here. Plug back in here. It's good. Pop this in down first. Give that a little bump. Put our panel back in. Boop. Clips are in good shape. So we will pop you back in, and we are done. Just a little bit of cleanup from my messy work here from cleaning up. Otherwise, those are brand new belt moldings. And that only took me about 30 minutes, I guess. Maybe a little longer because I'm filming at the same time, but filming, like we use film, recording is probably a better word at the same time. And these look great. I'm really pleased. The parts were about 50 bucks a piece from a Honda dealer. So I spent $200 plus some shipping to get them here. And these backs were super simple. The front's a little more involved, but all in all, 30 minutes to an hour, and we are done.